All right, y'all. So Ryan Condal did this big spread, this big interview with Entertainment Weekly, just talking about some of the things we're going to see in season two, as well as breaking down a little bit of the trailers that we got. And I'm so happy we got two of them. I was just like, oh my goodness, we really eating out here, y'all. Like, we really eating. So I just decided I would jump around this article and just focus on some of the things I think are fun, I think are important. Yeah, let's get into it. So let's just get right into it since it is pretty lengthy, right? Season 2 picks up directly after the events of the season 1 finale, which saw Aegon crowned king of Westeros behind Rhaenyra's back, even though she was the chosen successor of their father, the late King Viserys. And I just would like to point out what it says right here. It says that she is the chosen successor of their father. Okay, so that means that if you are Team Green, that means that you are a traitor to the realm. It means that you have tried to you've tried to usurp the Iron Throne. It means that you are a betrayer. Okay, I'd just like to let y'all know that. This is not a story of goodies and baddies, black hats and white hats, Condal says of the dueling blacks and greens. It's a story of this family that's been rent open by this dispute over who is meant to wear the crown after Viserys passes. Some people think it's Rhaenyra, some people think it's Aegon, and then there are other people within who think, why should it be one of the two of them? Maybe it should be somebody else, maybe it should be me. The fun of this Greek tragedy is seeing when you introduce a power vacuum to a world like this, how all of these individuals react. And I'm gonna tell you how they should react. They should get their asses out of Rhaenyra's Red Keep. That's how they should react. They should get their asses, they should stand their asses up out of Rhaenyra's assigned seat. Get your ass out of Rhaenyra's Red Keep and get your ass up out of Rhaenyra's assigned seat. Don't let me rhyme on you hoes. Nursery rhyme for you simple bitches so you can understand that if you are not on Team Black, your ass finna get attacked. That's it. What did Damon say when he pulled up to Haron Hall? Bend the knee, bitches, or burn. Like, that's really just it. Cregan Stark. Let's talk about Cregan Stark. Hundreds of years before the age of Eddard Stark and Kit Harington's Jon Snow, Cregan Stark is the Lord of Winterfell. Now, actor Tom Taylor is debuting, of course, in the season 1 finale. Of course, we know that Jace flew north to rally his mother's supporters. He's going to meet with Lord Stark, Lord Cregan Stark, and the footage shows, in the trailer, of course, shows Jace walking around with Cregan along the top of the wall. Now, Condal says that Cregan is very powerful. Everybody's vying for his army, which makes sense. He's quite a bit younger than Ned Stark was, so it's interesting to see the young wolf, the young Stark Lord, and how he carries himself in the world, and the burden that's on his shoulders being the Warden of the North. I'm excited for the audience to see and experience that. I am excited for that as well. By the way, Fire and Blood says this, the book says, Cregan and Jace took a liking to each other, for the boy prince reminded the Lord of Winterfell of his own younger brother who had died 10 years before. They drank together, hunted together, trained together, and swore an oath of brotherhood sealed in blood. So yeah, I hope we get to spend like significant amounts of time seeing what Jace is doing, with Cregan, seeing how their relationship unfolds. Also, I just really would like to see how Jace interacts with his dragon, seeing how Cregan interacts with Vermax, and seeing how like Winterfell regards these dragons and stuff. So like just seeing the dragons in the north is always so much fun for me. So now we brought up Haron Hall, right? So those who paid attention to the season 1 finale will know some of what is coming in season 2. As they stood around the painted table in Dragonstone, Rhaenyra made mention of Cregan Stark of Winterfell, while Daemon placed a map marker on Haron Hall, the seat of House Strong. Scenes from both trailers show a rain-drenched night scene in which Daemon arrives on the back of Caraxes. Now listen, Caraxes is already terrifying during the day. Like, already terrifying during the day, but pulling up at night and then it's raining and then you got this fucking serpent, fire breathing serpent screaming in your face. It's just like, yeah, bro, we're gonna bend the knee. It's okay, bro. Like, you don't have to like, what? Are you serious? We're gonna bend the knee. It's fine. Like, because remember when in season 1 when Caraxes pulled up in the nighttime and that guy was at the bottom, that guy was on the ground talking about Prince Damon, my prince, save me, and Caraxes just stepped on that. Caraxes just stepped on you. It's just like, Caraxes is terrible as hell during the daytime, but bitch, at night, I'm not trying to do this shit. I'm not trying to do that shit. So Ryan Condal said, Haron Hall definitely is its own character in the show. It had its own character in the original books. In the original series, when Arya was playing cupbearer for Tywin there, other than the Red Keep, it's probably the most talked about storied castle in Westeros, and we really wanted to pay service to it. So yeah, significant time in Haron Hall. I hope we get to reference the histories and reference Aegon burning the bitches up, burning Haron Hall up. Like, I need it. The article says this: the location plays a strategic role in the story of the Dance of the Dragons as written in Martin's Fire and Blood, and it's where we'll meet various other characters like Alice Rivers, Sir Simon Strong. Whether it's real or rumored, it does have this supernatural aura around it that does put people off. Condal notes, we were excited to play that out as storytellers. Definitely would not want to spend, like, if I had to choose, I would definitely not want to spend any time at all at Haron Hall. I don't care if there's a battle going on there or not, or someone's coming to subjugate it or not. I just would not want to step foot anywhere near Haron Hall. Like, I just would not. Now, this is what Ryan Condal says of Blood and Cheese. It's not long, really short, but I was like, oh God, it's going to be just as bad as we think it is. A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones have really conditioned people to expect the unexpected and expect the horrible. But yeah, that one's pretty horrific. Obviously, speaking about Blood and Cheese and the whole situation there, he says, we'll see what people make of what's to come. Now, my thing will always be, Helena did not deserve that shit. She really did not. But Aemon, I don't know what y'all expected. I don't know what y'all expected. Helena is like, all she be doing is dreaming, right? Hallucinating like she is drinking milk of the poppy. So it's just like she really don't be bothering nobody. So I really hate it had to be her. But I'm just like, y'all should have never went against the blacks. Y'all should have never sat y'all ass down in this throne, and we wouldn't be here right now. So you can Rhaenyra the Cruel all you want. That's fine, but get the fuck up out my seat. Get up out my chair. That's it. Like, that's it. A few figures who previously occupied bit parts will now rise to more prominent roles in season 2. One of them will be Baela Targaryen. Yeah. Y'all don't understand. That's a real one. When what is gonna happen happens with her, I'ma be in here like watching it like, you better fuck him up, you better get him. I'm going to be literally screaming in here. So Baela Targaryen, one of Daemon's daughters. We already know Baela is seen entering the fray by riding her dragon Moondancer, who looks really cute, really beautiful. Moondancer into battle. 2 others will be Aegon himself, who seems to relish at the thought of going to war, and his brother Aemon Targaryen. How are the Hightowers going to react when Aemon reports back home? Condal says, TBD. I think the Hightowers are going to act just like how they've always acted before, where we're just going to take a situation and roll it to our advantage. That's Game of Thrones. I can see, Alicent and all of them being extremely disappointed that this happened, that Aemon did this shit. But I can see them being like, okay, well, Rhaenyra's still not coming to get the throne, so we just gonna have to put on a good face for right now. So Ryan said, the characters I immediately wanted to get into are the characters that we didn't get to spend a ton of time with at the end of the season because of the needing to move through 20 years of narrative. We did not get to spend a lot of time with Aemon, Helena, Jace, Bela, or Rhaena. Those characters are so immediately connected to Rhaenyra, Alicent, Daemon, Viserys, and Otto that we wanted to immediately shine the spotlight on them and get into their internal lives and what they make of all this. So this is something that really excites me because, yeah, that was one of the things from season 1. Obviously, it makes sense. They didn't have a whole lot of time and they was time jumping and all type of shit. So, but from season 1, I definitely wish we could have had more time with Aemon, Helena, Jace, Bela, blah, 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 Rhaena, you know. So I'm glad that they took notes of that. They took note of that. And now we are apparently going to be getting much more of them in season 2. Very exciting, especially Bela and Rhaena. Like, what's up, y'all? Like, we get to see niggas riding them dragons, bro. Like, we get to see niggas riding them dragons, bro. Okay, I want to know what y'all think about this. They're talking about Sunfire. So Thrones fans have met a lot of dragons already over the course of House of the Dragon, but another prominent fire breather is stepping out of the periphery and onto the main stage. Sunfire arrives in the Greens themed trailer within the dragon pit of King's Landing. That dragon was described so specifically in the book as the most beautiful dragon who ever lived. I think it was incumbent upon us to try to rise and meet the challenge, but doing so in a way that didn't seem like we were making a dragon from a different show, a fantasy dragon for lack of a better word. So Sunfire had to exist as a cut above that would be recognized as distinctly beautiful within a world that has 17 other dragons running around. And I do understand what Ryan is saying here, but I kind of wish sometimes that it wasn't so much the case. And what I mean by that is, like, you know, they did start the show where it's like more quote unquote realistic looking dragons. I mean, as realistic as you can make a dragon look, but I do wish sometimes that they would lean into some of the more, you know, sparkly, magical, you know, appearances, whatever, when it comes to Game of Thrones, when it comes to House of the Dragon and the dragons. Like, sometimes I wish that they would just lean into it more, because the book says this: Sunfire had gleaming gold scales which shone like beaten gold in the sunlight, and pale pink wing membranes. His flames were golden as well. So it's just like, lean into that. It's okay. Like, it's okay. I mean, it doesn't have to look like you plopped it in the show from anime or something. Like, I think there is a way to, you know, still have it on the same vibe as all these other dragons, but like, y'all just leaning into more of the magic, you know. It's okay. Make her a little more kind. It's okay. The article said those distinctions come down to the texturing, the dragon's movement, how it was animated, and what its dragon call sounds like. So I can't wait to hear that, because I think they did such a good job with Caraxes' dragon call, or like the way that Caraxes hisses and screams and roars and stuff. I'm just like, I can immediately tell that that's, you know, Caraxes. So I can't wait to hear what Sunfire is going to sound like, if they talking about, oh, the call is unique or whatever. So more on that to be revealed, but designing Sunfire was fun and challenging. Can't wait. Ryan Condal also confirmed that Sea Smoke has indeed returned. Sea Smoke is now aged since the last time that we saw him in the Stepstones. So he's grown up a bit and matured, and I find it interesting that they're saying like grown up, aged, you know, because I'm like, I hope that we will really be able to see that Sea Smoke has actually gotten bigger, because I don't know what's going on with Cyrax and the rest of them, to be honest. Like, I know the dragon pits stunt their growth, but damn, Cyrax, I feel like should have grown at least a little bit, like should have grown some from the time that we first met Rhaenyra when she was young in the show to now. Like, I feel like Cyrax should have grown, like, no shade, but even Caraxes should have too, probably at a faster rate than Cyrax, because Daemon had Caraxes' ass outside all the time, just fucking around the Stepstones, all type of shit. So I hope that we really get to see these dragons get bigger, because that's kind of one of the issues that I had with the first season. I'm like, I want to see them get bigger like we saw Dany's dragons grow. And for the final part of the article, they just talk about the big battles that are going to happen. Both trailers showcase Sir Criston Cole leading his forces on horseback into a battle that wages within an undisclosed forest while dragons dart and dive overhead. There are various key battles that occur in the timeline of the Dance of the Dragons, but given Sir Criston's presence, a good guess would be the Battle of Rook's Rest. Of course, Condal will neither confirm nor deny any specific theories. I think, of course, we're getting Battle of Rook's Rest, Tumbleton, all that shit, right? So this season, we shot two of the largest sequences that certainly I've ever done as a maker of television. Certainly that House of the Dragon has ever done. So yeah, give it to me now. I need it right now, okay? I don't know that they're bigger necessarily than anything Game of Thrones has done because they got pretty big in the end, but certainly we're going to see new things that you have not seen before within this world. There's some pretty epic stuff to come. It's just a couple months away, guys. June 16th. They talking about it's really big. They're just like, we don't want to say that it's bigger than anything Game of Thrones has done because that finale was the final season. Y'all was having these big ass battles, but he's saying we're gonna see things we haven't seen before. It's gonna be a big thing. It's gonna be big battles and shit, big sequences. We deserve it. We deserve it. But yeah, definitely excited to see Rook's Rest. I feel like they about to put Baela in play earlier or more often than she was in the book. It would be interesting to see how they angle that. But yeah, these battles are going to break my heart. to see these dragons and stuff dying and shit. Oh my god, to see our face dying. I don't know. I'm scared, but I'm ready. I need it now. Thank y'all so much for watching. Love y'all so much, and I'll check y'all out later. Peace. Make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the waitlist there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, the sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia The Vengeance of Coldwind, right? And go to Zeraxia.com, sign up, join the waitlist, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.